This is Dava Lee with your MOEAF Legislative Snapshot for Week 8. It's March 8th. We're almost to halftime. This was a busy week, so let's just get into it. Right after the snapshot was finished last week, the House Emerging Issues Committee put 3 bathroom bills on the agenda. We traveled to Jeff City to testify in opposition to House Bill 1893 by Houseman, which keeps private schools from being sued if they gender their restrooms. House Bill 2075 by Phelps, which requires all public building restrooms and locker rooms to be assigned according to the birth certificate gender. And House Bill 2356, which applies the gender of on your birth certificate to all public accommodations, including like prisons and domestic shelters, as well as the other things in the other bills. The sponsor of 2075 said that if places had just unisex bathrooms already, which is the trend in new construction, they would have to divide them, but was unconcerned about the costs. Once again, sponsors could not explain what enforcement would look like in the real world when pressed, and said, in your hypothetical, you could call the police. But if no one complained, then nothing would happen. And this strongly implies that it would be up to citizens using the bathroom to make judgments based on what people look like. This is not going to end well for anyone. Opposition again was robust. Each bill had hundreds of witnesses in opposition and very few in support. But the in-person testimony was difficult to listen to. So please give some love and positive energy to any transgender folks in your circle. It was a tough evening. On Wednesday, the House Education Committee heard House Bill 1767, a parent-teacher rights bill by Representative Lewis, chair of the committee. We joined MNEA and MSTA in support of this bill because it is very broad, very positive, and includes educator rights. Rather than seeming adversarial towards teachers, it is collegial and wants to foster cooperation rather than focus on micromanagement. If that changes, we can address it. On the floor, House Bill 2710, the A to F Accountability Bill, was debated, amended, and perfected, and third read and passed and crossed over and was first read in the Senate, setting it up for committee assignment to the Senate. There were a few Democrats that voted in favor of this bill and a few Republicans that voted against this bill. So we will see what shall happen. House Bill 2404, Haruza and Terry's bill that would lift deed restrictions requiring school districts to lease or sell buildings within 2 years and give right of first refusal to charter schools and other public entities, passed third read, and it crossed over but hasn't been first read in the Senate yet. It had strong opposition from KC and St. Louis delegations, but again, it had bipartisan support and bipartisan opposition. In the Senate, Monday we were in Jefferson City again and submitted testimony to the Government Efficiency Committee opposing Senate Bill 1031, Senator Moon's bill defunding DEI. The hearing on that bill started at 3 o'clock and went to 3:07. We came in just as they gavelled testimony closed, but we submitted ours in writing anyway because we did appear technically in person. There was a slow elevator. I missed it. The Local Government and Elections and Pensions Committee heard Senate Bill 986, Ben Brown's version of the SAVE Act for Missouri, disenfranchising women and minorities. We testified in opposition to that bill and left that hearing at 2:58, but still didn't make it to the DEI hearing. On Tuesday, we attended the House Education Committee and testified opposing Senate Bill 1442 by Hudson, the same literacy bill that was in the House that bans the 3Qing system entirely from being taught teacher education programs and requires retention at the third grade level for kids who aren't reading at that level. Saying that we oppose it as written. We like how the House version has been amended. It's still not great, but it's better. We also pointed out that the 2 Southern Surge states that offer free school that have improved offer free school meals to the majority of their students. In Louisiana, it's 60%, and in Arkansas, everybody gets free meals. We testified opposing this bill. Senate Bill 1051 was Trent's version of Haruz's anti-Semitism bill, and we testified in opposition because we believe in safety for all students, but the definition and language for implementation of this bill is very problematic. The House bill was heard in general laws on Wednesday, but we did not stay for that as we were already on the record in the House. These bills will likely be combined into one bill, probably under the Senate number, and we are on the record now in the Senate as well. Looking ahead to week 9, the committees right now in the House have no MOEAT monitored bill scheduled for a hearing. In the Senate, the Education Committee is currently scheduled for an executive session only for the bills heard last week, and the House anti-transgender bills could be assigned to committee at some point this week with just 24 hours notice. Possible floor debate in the Senate could surround accountability and report cards, taxation and open enrollment, and in the House, the literacy with retention and limiting screen time bills could come up for debate this week. Things to know for this week: bill filing closes on Friday the 13th. The 15th is a Sunday. So after that, no bills can be filed. They will probably have technical sessions on Friday allowing people to submit bills and file them. There's no legislative activity from the March 16th through the 20th. They're on spring break. So that means that we're on spring break. There will be no email update on March 15th, but check the website because we will still try to do a video recap after this week. If you're seeing this video either in our emailed update or on the website because someone forwarded you the information, please consider signing up for our newsletters and our weekly updates. Just go to MissouriEquity.com. We could not do this without support from our members, and we are in the midst of our 26 for 26 fundraising campaign. So if you would like to support our efforts in Jefferson City, our school board scorecards, or anything else that MOEAT does, please consider donating $26 in 2026. As always, MOEAT continues to give voice to people who can't always speak for themselves, and we are grateful for your partnership, for answering our calls to action, and for supporting us in all the ways you do. Thank you so much.